Pork chops are one of the easiest, most inexpensive proteins that you can cook. Here are my favorite ways to cook them. There are two main ways you'll find the pork chops in the grocery store. You've got your boneless version and your bone-in version. They're both great when you can also get them center cut. I'm gonna get started with breakfast using pork to make our own homemade pork sausage. You can get all of this pork for the same price. You can get 1 pack of sausage, and this is gonna make at least twice the amount. What I love about this recipe is that unlike the package of breakfast sausage, there's no nitrates or coloring or anything added to it. It comes together in seconds in the food processor. The sausage is going to have a great amount of flavor through spices that you have in your spice cabinet and just a hint of sweetness from some brown sugar. Pork chops are really lean and they don't have a lot of fat, so I like to leave the little fat that's on the end just to incorporate it into the sausage. It also doesn't have a really strong flavor, so it takes on flavors very well. This is a great idea for meal prep for the week. You can just patty them up. You can keep them in the freezer raw or cooked. This is also a great base to use for crumbled sausage that you want to use in like a breakfast casserole or something. We're just going to cook these off in a skillet in a little bit of oil because remember, they are nice and lean, so we need to add a little fat so they get good and golden brown. These look so good. Breakfast is served. These are so full of flavor. You've got to try this recipe at home. They're great for breakfast or for breakfast for dinner. Beautifully golden brown and juicy. That's what I'm talking about. To me, that is way better than what you get pre-made in the store. And to think it all started with a pork chop. I'm gonna show you now how to make the best seared pork chops. These are gonna have so much flavor, and this dinner can be made and on the table in way less than 30 minutes. For this recipe, you can use bone-in or boneless. I'm gonna go with the boneless and kind of pound it out nice and thin. This not only ensures even cooking, but it's also super fast cooking. And it gives the illusion that you have a heartier portion, but we started with the same size pork chop. These seared pork chops are gonna be Greek inspired, so I'm just gonna simply season them with some Greek seasoning and get them in a hot skillet. The most important thing is that you get your skillet nice and hot. That's the way to get the best sear. I like using a non-stick skillet for this, like this Simply Essential aluminum cookware. You can pick it up at Bed Bath & Beyond, and it's perfect for this recipe. Because it is non-stick, you don't have to use much oil, and you'll still get that good brown sear. Look at that. Now we're gonna create a sauce in the same skillet. This is truly a one-pan meal. I'm gonna use the flavor from the drippings left in the skillet and add in some tomatoes and olives, a little squeeze of lemon. Yum. This right here might be my new favorite pork chop recipe ever. So good. There are so many perfect bites going on right here. I'm gonna get into it. Cuts with a butter knife. Perfect bite. I promise this will be your favorite dish all summer long. Everyone needs a good fried pork chop recipe in their vault. This is my grandmother's breaded pork chops. I'm sure you have everything on hand to make these, so all you have to do is pick up the pork at the grocery store. I love using the bone-in pork chop for this because in my family, we like to gnaw the bones, you know what I mean? They're just simply seasoned with salt and pepper, then we dip them in a little egg wash and breadcrumbs. I like to use the Italian breadcrumbs because they're already seasoned and then you don't have to worry about so many ingredients. The way I get these crispy on the outside and perfectly cooked on the inside is I like to give them a head start in a skillet, get that good golden crust on the outside, and then finish them in the oven. My grandmother somehow could magically get these crispy just in the oven, but she's something special. These look beautiful. They go about 3 or 4 minutes on the first side, then about 2 to 3 minutes on the second side. We're gonna add them to a wire rack set inside a rimmed baking sheet. You wanna spray this so it doesn't stick. This is just always a good idea so they don't get soggy on the bottom. These are good and crispy, perfectly golden brown. They're not gonna get that much browner in the oven, which is what I want. They're just gonna cook through. They can still be a little pink in the middle, about 10 to 15 minutes. Look at these, crispy and sizzling good. If this meal doesn't scream Southern comfort, then I don't know what does. Y'all, listen. That's a crunchy crust, and watch this. These are so tender and juicy, I'm telling you. Each bite is the perfect bite because it's crunchy on the outside, very savory, tender on the inside. Mama would be proud. These marinated and grilled pork chops are perfect for weeknight dinners or for entertaining, and it's actually harder to mess these pork chops up. You're not gonna overcook them, and it's okay if they're a little underdone. This marinade is full of flavor. It would be great on anything, but I'm telling you, on these pork chops, it's perfect. And don't worry, we'll link this recipe in the description below. You could use bone-in or boneless for this recipe, but bone-in just feels right for the grill. You'll marinate these for several hours, and they'll take about 10 minutes to cook. Grill or grill pan, very hot. That's what I'm talking about. These look so good. Move over chicken. It's the other white meat. These are great as is, or you can serve them with your favorite barbecue sauce. You should definitely be throwing pork chops on the grill this summer. Let's see how we did. That is so tender, juicy, and that marinade is perfect. I hope I've inspired you to add pork chops to your grocery list. Let me know in the comments below which recipe you try out. We post new videos twice a week, so be sure you're subscribed to this channel so you never miss a thing. And when it comes to pork chops, you can cook that. It's mom stress. #arm workout.